Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to break down the wild momentum swings and analyze Argentina's absolutely dramatic comeback win against Egypt in the 2026 World Cup. If you want to understand what true, gritty athletic resilience looks like on the global stage, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to dive into a highlight reel that features incredible highs, devastating lows, and a frantic finish that literally sent shockwaves through the entire tournament.
A World Cup thriller. The stage is set for absolute chaos.
3-2. Look, we all know this final scoreline, right? Argentina 3, Egypt 2. But, a final score only tells you how the book ended. It rarely tells you how thrilling the chapters were. And this particular match was defined by one of the most unexpected starts imaginable, followed by a comeback that tested the psychological limits of literally every single player on that pitch.
Egypt's early shock, dominating the opening sequence.
The game kicked off with just this intense electric energy, but it was actually Egypt who drew first blood. They opened the scoring with a brilliant, clean header that instantly put them in the driver's seat. It was just a gorgeous, textbook header that completely shifted the pressure right onto Argentina right out of the gate.
And this brings us to a really brilliant philosophical debate from the commentary that followed. Because shortly after that opening goal, Argentina was awarded a penalty shot. Lionel Messi steps up to the spot. And what happened next? Well, that depends entirely on how you want to see it. Did Messi just miss a crucial penalty? Or did the Egyptian goalkeeper simply make an unbelievable, out-of-this-world save to deny one of the greatest players in history? Either way, the ball did not go in, and Argentina's frustration was really starting to mount.
The disallowed goal drama, the breaking point.
Building on the momentum of their lead and that massive penalty stop, Egypt executes what the broadcast described as a crazy run. And man, from multiple angles, this sequence looked amazing. They just tore right through the defense and actually put the ball in the back of the net again. But in a massive stroke of luck for Argentina, the goal was canceled out due to a foul. You can just imagine the total emotional whiplash for both teams right here.
But here's the thing. Egypt doesn't let that canceled goal stop them. They don't lose their cool at all. Instead, they maintain their intense pressure and successfully score a legitimate second goal shortly after. They just kept their foot on the gas, forced the issue, and doubled their lead.
So the crucial takeaway here is to really visualize this brutal sequence of events. Look at what Argentina had to endure in just the first half of this game. Conceding an early header, failing to convert a prime penalty opportunity with Messi, watching Egypt make a crazy run that resulted in a disallowed goal, and then finally conceding a second, totally crushing goal. Literally everything that could go wrong for Argentina did go wrong, leaving them in a massive 2-0 hole.
The comeback begins. Argentina awakens.
I absolutely love this exact phrasing from the commentary because it perfectly captures the massive, almost frantic momentum shift that happens next. Facing a 2-goal deficit and the prospect of a really humiliating defeat, Argentina goes crazy. They just completely flip the tempo of the match.
Argentina's first goal to claw back into the game was a beautiful header, which is wild because, as the commentary noted, it was incredibly similar in style to Egypt's opening strike. They essentially gave Egypt a taste of their own medicine, right? Using this precise aerial attack to finally get on the scoreboard and breathe some life back into their squad. Let's look at where we stand at this exact moment. The score is 2-1. The gap is closing and the momentum has completely inverted. Egypt's previously dominant attack has totally stalled out and Argentina's energy is absolutely surging. You could feel the entire stadium holding its breath. And who else to capitalize on this surging momentum but Lionel Messi? He fully redeems himself from that earlier penalty debate by hammering home Argentina's second goal, but it wasn't easy. It required multiple shots in this chaotic scramble of a sequence, really showcasing sheer determination and willpower to finally beat the keeper and force that ball across the line.
Suddenly, we have a tied ball game at 2 apiece. This completely erases Egypt's early masterclass. Egypt goes from dominant to totally stunned, while Argentina has shifted from surging to practically unstoppable, setting the stage for an absolutely frantic finale.
A 90th-minute miracle, the dagger that sent Egypt home. 90+. This number is everything. It shows just how incredibly late in the match the ultimate deciding moment occurred. We are deep into stoppage time. These are the final seconds, where legs are heavy, lungs are burning, and one single mistake can end a World Cup dream.
In that minute 90+, Argentina completes the miracle. They secure their third and final goal with another unbelievable header. It's the ultimate dagger.
They stormed all the way back from a 2-goal deficit to snatch the lead in the absolute dying moments of the game.
Looking at the final distribution of this 5-goal thriller, Argentina edges out the win, 3-2. They completed their spectacular comeback by just refusing to surrender when literally all the early evidence suggested it just wasn't their day.
To wrap up this phenomenal highlight reel, Argentina's frantic rally secures the 3-2 victory. Messi completely flipped the script on his early struggles, and the team leaned on their aerial dominance with those crucial headers to survive. Unfortunately for Egypt, despite an incredible early showing, a beautiful opening header, and a totally relentless first half, they are the ones who have to go home.
As we end this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought about resilience, because it was so perfectly modeled by Argentina's performance today. When you're facing a massive deficit in your own life, do you panic or do you pivot? How do you react when your back is truly against the wall? Thank you so much for exploring this remarkable World Cup comeback with me, and definitely keep that question in mind until next time.